Speaking of the coaching carousel, that is continuing to go here. Lane Kiffin, that was a big story coming into this week. Ole Miss seemingly has given him a deadline to after this Egg Bowl game to make a decision. Is he staying? Is he going to one of those big jobs out there? We have seen a number of coaches use some of these open positions to get more money where they already are. We saw one today, Clark Lee, Vandy, a 6-year extension, Nicole. All of these coaches were happy that those big jobs were out there because they got paid.
They did, and the mid-season changes helped that, too. Gave him plenty of time to negotiate with their schools. Clark Lee deciding to stay at his home school, right? That's his alma mater. We've talked about how it's difficult to leave your alma mater in the middle of your career for somewhere else. But look at these schools. You see Indiana, SMU, Mizzou, Vanderbilt. They're keeping their coaches instead of losing them to blue bloods. I think that's really notable, Matt, in this day and age. They believe that they can build a winner and stay and access the playoff from non-traditional schools.
Yeah, and that's what these schools are trying to do, right? They're trying to keep the momentum going. They've built something there. They believe in a coach. They believe in the program that they're building. And so if they can keep them there, 100% go out and sign these guys to an extension. Don't let them go somewhere else, and you have to start from scratch.
The question is, can Ole Miss keep Lane Kiffin right there? Joshua, I know you have a lot to say on this whole thing. First, let's hear from Lane, his post-game press conference about this.
Do you plan on making a decision tomorrow?
Like I got to. I'm not trying to get pity, but it's not as enjoyable as maybe some people would think.
Is there a certain number of people that you rely on that you could call?
My 2 calls will be the closest to that from advice, what my dad would say to do on these things. And that'll be Coach Carroll and Coach Saban.
His father, the late legendary coach Monty Kiffin, talking about Saban, Pete Carroll, some advisors for him in this situation. This is not ideal timing, obviously, for anyone. Who do you blame most for, if you were to call this a circus at this point, who do you blame most for that?
All right, so Lane Kiffin is not blameless in this situation. Let's just put that out there. But I think it's insane that because LSU or Florida wanted to fire their coach in October, that he has to make a decision before the season's even up. He should have the opportunity to coach this team individually and then look at his options, give it the due diligence it deserves after the season's over. But he's in a spot due to the calendar and the structure of the sport that he just can't do that. So I know a lot of coaches have pulled the trigger. They have signed their extensions at their current school. I think Lane Kiffin's trying to weigh, number one, have I taken Ole Miss as far as I can take them? Number two, is this team I'm coaching actually a contender right now that I feel like I need to stay with? And number three, is the other option a better place for me to go?
But that's what I take an issue with, because other coaches are not in this situation. Every sport wants to, if they have an open job, to make that hire at the end of the regular season, to get set for the offseason. But only Lane Kiffin is going through this experience now, letting this go for weeks and weeks of drama, and now decision day approaching tomorrow. Because other coaches wouldn't leave a contender, wouldn't leave a team that is looking at hosting in the first round of the playoffs.
Are they a contender, or are they just a team that's going to make the playoffs?
Well, they're going to host a game, a first-round game.
But are they a contender?
I believe that they are a
contender.
If he leaves, the question marks are the defense, right?
Yes.
Offensively, they can score with anybody in the country. But when you look at their defensive unit, they give up a lot of yards.
Yes.
And then when you get into these games in the playoffs, when somebody can control the clock with their run game and do that and play good defense, are they going to be stifled? That's the question. But they are absolutely a contender.
But Joshua is arguing that because he doesn't think they're going to win it all, it's okay to leave this program and go somewhere.
I think that's what Lane Kiffin is trying to figure out is can I actually leave this thing? Is it a contender? Everybody's like, oh, he's leaving a playoff contender. I'm not exactly sure Lane Kiffin knows that his team can contend.
Okay, but
I'll give you this one. Last defense like his that won a national title was 2019 LSU. Is Joe Burrow walking in there? Jamar Chase walking in there? Like, that's what he's looking at.
Can they win a national title at Ole Miss, though? That's the question you need to ask yourself, because I don't think you have to go to Blue Bloods to do that in this day and age. You definitely don't to make the playoff.
I mean, the Blue Bloods are the only ones who have won them in the last handful of years.
Right, but if you look at a guy like Lincoln Riley, for instance, he left Oklahoma, had a winning tradition there. He goes to the Blue Blood program at USC. It's a rebuild there. And so he goes there, and he has not had the success early on that he thought he was going to be able to achieve just going to USC. Brian Kelly's another one from Notre Dame. He's at Notre Dame, leaves Notre Dame because he doesn't know if he's going to be able to build this team into a consistent contender. He goes to LSU, gets fired in 2 years. So the grass is not always greener. What I think Lane Kiffin is building right now at Ole Miss is something special.
You would stay?
I would 100% stay. He's 4 years of his first 6. He's had over 10 wins. He's incredible at recruiting. He's got great resources. Whether or not it's at the same level as LSU, I don't know that. But at the end of the day, he's in a great position to continue to build this program.
The longer this drags out, though, it feels less likely he's staying. Why would you
100%.
do this to Ole Miss and put them through the ringer like this?
Because he has to.
Yeah, because
Right?
there's
Like,
nothing
that's
in
He
why-
line.
didn't have to. Other coaches made decisions, signed extensions, or
Walking out
didn't.
on your team in the middle of the year would be insane, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Not the
I
middle,
think he had to at least see it through to this point if he was going to leave.
To his point, if you do want a change of scenery, you want to try a new challenge, there is no ideal timing if you are currently coaching a playoff team, I guess is the
But you shouldn't. But why would you leave a
explanation.
playoff team?
Well,
A team that you think you're going to be hosting a game, you're
There's
trying to go
playoff
deep
team
into
and
the
there's a
playoffs.
national title contender. I think they're two very distinct.
But how many national title contenders do you feel like are in the top 10 right now? 2, 3, 4?
Four,
maybe?
maybe. 4 or 5.
And so everybody
But, like,
else is just on the outside looking
They're
in.
filling the bracket. They have to fill a bracket.
They do have to fill a bracket, but I
We
think
don't
that
have
there
this
is something to be said.
conversation about Kurt Signetti, Kirby Smart, these coaches. They make decisions, and we don't let it get to this
Signetti's
point.
a different bird, right? Like, that's just what it is.